Hey everyone, and welcome back to GoHighLevel 360. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to submit your A2P as a sole proprietor. As of February 2026, you are not required to have a registered business in order to apply for A2P. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how you're going to apply as a sole proprietor. Now, first thing you want to do is make sure you're logged into the sub-account that you're going to submit the A2P for. From here, we're going to go into the settings of our account, and immediately it's going to land us on our business profile. Now, it's important that we fill out this information before going ahead and submitting our A2P. So step one, you want to make sure your general information is filled out. Go ahead and put in your friendly business name, as well as your legal business name, which, since you're a sole proprietor, is going to be the same as your friendly business name. Then make sure you have your business email and phone number added here as well, and go ahead and select your business niche and business currency. Make sure to hit update information after you fill this out. Then you're going to want to put in your physical address, and then again, make sure you hit update after you've added this. Next, under business information, you just want to put limited liability company or sole proprietor here, and then go ahead and select your business industry. Because you don't have your business ID type, you don't have to select this, and you can also leave business registration number empty. I did go ahead and select the USA and Canada under business regions of operation here. Once you're done, go ahead and hit update information. Now, lastly, we just want to make sure our authorized representative information is filled out. So if you're the one that's submitting the A2P, I would recommend that you put your information in here. So you're just going to put your first name, last name, email, phone number, and then select your job position and hit update. So now that we've successfully filled out our business profile information, the next step is to go ahead and submit our brand registration for A2P. So go ahead and select the phone system tab on the left-hand side. And then from here, on most accounts, you're probably going to see some sort of like a red banner, or you have the tendency to see a red banner if you have a phone number, but you haven't done the A2P, and it's just letting you know that you need to do that. So you're going to want to go up to Trust Center at the top. And then as you can see here, we haven't done our registration for A2P. So we're just going to go ahead and click on Start Registration. And the first part of registering is registering for your brand. Next would be campaign. So we'll go ahead and start with our brand registration here. You're going to say, no, I'm not a registered business and I do not have a tax ID. Then you're going to hit continue. Next, you're just going to confirm your business name. Now, it's important at this step, you can either use your business name or you can put in your first and last name. For this example, I'm just going to be doing my business name, which is something that I would personally recommend doing. Okay, and then next, you can see it auto-populated our address information. You just want to look over this and make sure it's correct before hitting continue. And then lastly, the contact information. So again, this is our authorized representative info. This all looks correct. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Boom. Now, because we're a sole proprietor, we can only have one phone number. So that's just one thing to note when you're registering as a sole proprietor. You're not going to be able to have multiple phone numbers. You're only going to be able to have one phone number attached to this A2P registration. So information looks good. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Now you are charged for your A2P. I'll just go back so you guys can see this. It's about $25, and then there's an additional charge for the fast track program and if you have to resubmit if you've been rejected. So just acknowledging that there is a cost associated with actually submitting your A2P. So next, we're just going to do the final business brand details. So again, I'm going to put in my name, my industry, and then my phone number one more time. Okay, so I went ahead and added my information, and now I'm going to hit continue. Now, it's important throughout this process that whatever name you're using, I used GoHighLevel 360, make sure that it's congruent across everything you're submitting. So if you submitted GoHighLevel 360 as an example for your brand information, then on your campaign registration, when you're doing the use case description or sample messaging, make sure to use that exact same name. It can't be off, not even by a letter. It has to be exact. So what I like to do when I'm filling this out is go ahead and use the examples that GoHighLevel gives you. They're giving you those examples for a reason. It's because this is the best way or the best thing to use in order to get approved. So we're going to go ahead and use what GoHighLevel is providing here. And they've updated this more recently, so you can actually have your info auto-populate inside of their sample messaging, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and select number 1, go ahead and hit copy, and then just paste it in. And then, okay, so customer's consent, here's my business name I put in there. So this looks good. Now, sample messaging number 1, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to see example. We're going to go ahead and copy the example and then paste it here. Boom. Now, one thing that I usually like to do when I'm sending or applying for A2P is typically I do it as if I'm applying to send messages for like appointment confirmations. I've just found that when you do it that way, you get approved quicker. So, for example, I would update this message here. And there's a couple things that I would do to it. So the first one, I would change this intro. So we'll say, hey, Ryan, this is, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the username or my authorized representative name, and then put in with GoHighLevel 360, which is my business name. So even though the sample message doesn't have this, it's important that you do add this in. So from there, what I would do is go ahead and take out this information. And then I'm just going to customize this myself. So I'm going to put in what I normally put in when I'm submitting the A2P registration for clients. Okay, so I went ahead and updated my first sample message. And as you can see here, I went ahead and kept the intro of, hi, contact name. So hi, Ryan. And then also important to note, don't use custom fields or custom values when you're filling this out. That is a surefire way to get disapproved. So, hey Ryan, and then I went ahead and put in the intro to the user. So this is also important to have. Even though the sample messages don't have this, I would definitely recommend putting this in. Now, safe bet that I always do is stick with appointment confirmations or cancellation messaging. And I don't put links or phone numbers when I do these. So you can see my message here. You can also see that I added at the bottom like a sign off. So thank you, and then it reiterates the business name. Again, this is not something that GoHighLevel has in their sample messaging examples. This is just something that I've learned to add in when I'm submitting A2P to get approved. So now I'm essentially going to do the same thing to message 2. Again, you can see GoHighLevel examples here. I'm going to go ahead and tweak them based on how I would do my sample messaging. Okay, boom. So I went ahead and put in my sample message number 2. And again, it's the same theme dealing with appointments. So this is just for appointment rescheduling for a no-show. And same rules apply in terms of adding in the user intro as well as adding in that last thank you message from the business. And then under additional messaging details, I'm not going to be using any embed links or phone numbers for these 2 example messaging, so I just want to make sure to take those out. Next, I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. Okay, now under opt-in method, this is very important. Typically what I do is I select website form, and then this is just a quick pop-up that's going to explain to you what you need to have on. So number 1, the phone number on the opt-in form cannot be required. It has to be optional. And then number 2, you have to have 2 checkboxes on your form. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up an example opt-in form so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay, so here is an example of the opt-in form. As you can see, we have first name, last name, phone, and email. Now, both the first name, last name, and email are required. However, the phone number is not required. If you put your phone number as required, you will instantly get rejected when submitting A2P. So make sure it's optional on your opt-in form. And then next, you have the opt-in checkboxes. So the first one is actually explaining what the campaign use case is. And then the second one is just them consenting to receive, marketing, promotional messaging, etc. So important that you have these filled out, and then also important that the contact business name here, so example business LLC, important that we change this to our actual business. So GoHighLevel 360, and then same thing with the opt-in messaging down here. You also want to make sure that on this opt-in form, as well as the opt-in page itself, you have your privacy policy and terms and conditions linked. So that's essentially what this little pop-up goes over. So if you are submitting A2P, I highly recommend just pausing real quick and then reading through this to make sure that your page that you're sending people to for opting in has this information. So next, you want to go ahead and paste in the opt-in URL here. And then it's automatically going to fill out the opt-in messaging here with that information. And then next, you want to update your opt-in message. So again, you're going to go to see examples, And then you just want to duplicate one of the examples that GoHighLevel offers you here. Go ahead and paste it in. Boom. And then boom. So the last thing that GoHighLevel likes you to go through is their business website compliance checklist. So essentially, you're just going to read through and verify that you have each of these and go ahead and check them off your list. Boom. Now, lastly, when you're actually submitting the application and you click Review Application, GoHighLevel has AI that's going to read through your opt-in form URL, your privacy policy, terms and conditions, and verify that you have everything in place that you need. Now, for this example, I was using example information, so I probably won't get 100% approved, but I want to show you guys what happens if you don't have everything that you need for the submission. So go ahead and click Review Application. Now, it's probably going to take a few minutes for it to actually go through and finish reviewing everything, but if you want, you can just open up each of these and you can see exactly what it's looking for. So on opt-in form review, this is everything that it needs to make sure you have. Same thing with the privacy policy review and then the terms of service review. So that is it on how to submit your A2P application as a sole proprietor. In my next video, I'm going to be going through how to handle rejections, or if you have been, like as you can see here, if you were not approved for whatever reason, I'm going to go through how you can fix some of these common errors when submitting your A2P and how to resubmit in order to get approved. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel down below. If this video helped you, go ahead and leave it a like. And if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them down below. If you guys are looking for an A2P snapshot to help with your approval process and getting approved faster, go ahead and check out the link down below in the description. It's a snapshot that I've created specifically where it has the privacy policy, terms and conditions, and opt-in page already pre-done to help the approval process. So thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.